Dr. Russell LaAsmar, did I get it right?
Yes, you did. Thank
All right, is with us right now, and he's the program director for the Business Accelerator Program at the University of Charleston's Downtown Innovation Hub, and he joins us now. Good morning. Welcome to the show, sir.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. First of all, for those who may not know exactly what all goes on at this downtown, the Innovation Hub of the University of Charleston, let's start there before we get to the Accelerator Program.
Okay. It's important to differentiate between the academic side of University of Charleston and the business-facing aspect of the university. And the Downtown Innovation Hub is by design our central location where we can launch out into the business community. We can host events. If folks have conferences, meetings, we have space that's available for lease. But the Business Accelerator Program is our flagship program right now, and we are exploring avenues for what's next. Another program that we can bolt onto that to fill another gap in the business needs of the greater Charleston area.
And that's what we want to really get into, is to talk about this Business Accelerator Program. Who's it for, and what primarily does it do?
All right. Who's it for is easy. If you're a growth-oriented small business in and around Charleston, so the greater Charleston metropolitan area, this program has something for you. So growth-oriented small businesses, we've had ranging from I've been in business for a year, I've started hiring outside of friends and family, I have revenues, to my business is over 100 years old, and I need new ideas, and I need a new way of looking at things. So when you look at how long the firm's been in business, that's not real important. What is important that they're growth oriented, they're hiring, they have revenues, and they're looking for some ideas, some best in class, access to content that can help them look at issues differently.
And talk about where this whole idea came from. Where did this concept originate?
We were looking for an opportunity to focus on the business community with a flagship office, to make this move, and we were looking for a gap where there are services lacking in the community for the private businesses. Now there are a ton of low and no cost services available through the economic ecosystem. Those folks do an incredible job, but when you get to a certain point and you've outgrown what those resources can offer, there's no runway for you. Those services have been exhausted. You're pretty much left to figure it out on your own. So what we did was we devised a program by which we can get best in class content in front of these businesses that have already exhausted all of the resources that are available from the startup ecosystem or their established businesses. So we divide this. We created the program to touch as many aspects of the practice as possible, from inspiring an innovative mindset. We have a interactive piece of content that's specifically designed to show people how to create a pipeline of innovation within their business, so that it's not something you just wake up one day and say, I want to innovate. No, it's a practice. It's a process, and we teach them how to do that. So we have a series of modules. Each are a deep dive into different aspects of what can be beneficial to their practice.
One of the things that I think is really fascinating right now, what's going on in America, and the listeners have heard me talk about this repeatedly, is that when it comes to things like this, like our higher education folks getting involved in our communities, for so long it was just the model of, all right, we're going to produce students and we're going to send them out into the world. Now, over the last 10, 15 years or so, and there's a lot of institutions in our area that are doing this right now, and they're getting involved with bringing the business community in, is saying, what can we do for you to help you out more? And I would imagine my next question was going to be, how has this gone so far, and what's the response been from the business community? I would say it's probably been pretty dang good, right?
Yeah, pretty dang good is one way to put it. It's been resounding. It's been positive. We've been blessed. It's been wildly successful. We've learned a lot. by getting feedback from these businesses that are going through the program on how we can adjust it, tweak it to make it even more impactful for the, subsequent businesses coming through. But it is an opportunity for us to address at the practitioner level, at the business level, which is it's just a diversion for a typical university's mindset. But it's important to mention that this 6-month program is at no cost to the company. When we
can't argue with the price.
Well, there's about an $80,000 value in offering services, content, and information. But we have been able to, because the gap was clearly defined, because it's real, because there's a need, we were able to reach out and get grant funding from a variety of folks, from the EDA to the Benedum Foundation to the Elliott Family Foundation and even the city of Charleston to provide this program. It's a 6-month-long program, but to provide these services and this offering to the business community at no cost to them.
It's an amazing program. I'm just learning about it myself. A Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you by Fresh Air Filters of Taze Valley. Fresh Air, your trusted filter experts for both your home or business. Call 304-440-1104 or visit freshairfilters.us, because everyone deserves fresh air. Now, explain to us, you kind of touched on it a little bit, explain to us the different parts of the program, the modules that you have to go through.
It's a 6-month-long program. It meets face-to-face 1 day each month. And each module or each session is a deep dive into an area that impacts the business, inspiring the innovative mindset. We actually, in January, we're kicking off another cohort. We're going to have the president and CEO of the Global Innovation Management Institutes coming down to deliver that content. So that's going to be a powerful workshop. But that's going to, as I said earlier, show folks how to consider innovation a process instead of a thing. Another module is a deep dive and it's a interactive workshop. It's a lot of fun. It usually ranks up there as the people's favorite, on process improvements, how to identify, diagnose, and improve workflows within your business. Because in many cases, workflows are well at work. Let's just continue doing it that way. It's not necessarily improving it. But this gives you the skills to be able to diagnose and correct those. Then we have deep dives into cash awareness, cash efficiency. It's not an accounting class. It's not a bookkeeping class. It's how to understand what causes what related to cash flow in the business. A marketing module, not to say, you need to market or digital marketing is where we need to go, but to help you be able to start to craft a marketing guideline for yourself. And a blueprint so you can move forward. In the final session, we have a lot of fun with this one. Is the firms have the opportunity to present their business informed by everything that they've gone through the 6 months in front of members of the financial stack in the community. So they get a chance to actually present their business to folks that control access to money. It's not a Shark Tank. It's more like a fishbowl. It's polite. We will have worked with these folks on the mission, their vision, their values, their growth gap, what they plan on doing to fill that. All of that will be covered over 6 months, but then they get some feedback directly from the folks that have access to money. And that's a lot of that. I like that. That's the best session of them all because they get to demonstrate what they've learned about themselves.
And I would imagine that these businesses learn a lot from each other as well, not just from the folks facilitating these meetings, but you can learn a lot by networking, so to speak, and by learning what worked for you, what didn't work for you. They kind of work together on these things, right? Before we close, I want to ask you, the program just received an award. Is that right?
Yes, we did. And it's another blessing that came our way because we worked very hard to try to put together a program that would add value years beyond where we sit today. And we were just recognized by the Global Innovation Management Institute internationally as a top 3 ecosystem startup support organization. So we're waiting for that trophy to show up.
Any day now.
That was a good one. And just hopefully it's in time for our next cohort, which starts in January. We're still taking applications. We have a few slots open. And if anybody is interested in reaching out, finding out more about the program, they can get a hold of us in one of three ways. They can get us on phone, email, or Facebook. Can I give them the phone number?
Sure.
Okay. The phone number is 304-357-4761. Again, it's 304-357-4761, or innovate@ucwv.edu, or on Facebook at UC Downtown Innovation Hub. And we're actively taking applications.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds like you got some exciting things going on there, Doctor.
Yes. And it's a great way to close the year out. We're thankful that we're here. We're able to have this conversation with you and reach out and let the folks know what we're up to.
All right, Dr. Russell LaAsmar, Program Director for the Business Accelerator Program at the University of Charleston, working on their Downtown Innovation Hub. I appreciate you joining us, sir.
No, I thank you for having me.
And I want to have you back on.
This has been a blast.
I want to have you come back and talk about some more of these success stories. Maybe bring some of the business folks with you at some point if you'd like to.
That.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.